for me. It's been kind of a journey of trying a bunch of different paths of like where I want to go with my music and where I want to go with my life. And then once I kind of started to say, you know, I'm just going to do what I want to do, that's when things started falling into place for me. I don't really go off of inspiration most of the time. For me, it's a matter of disciplining myself to show up as many times as I can. Even when I'm like, oh, maybe I don't really feel like it right now, I'm gonna sit down and see what comes out. And sometimes I've come up with some really good ideas out of that place. I first fell in love with guitar when I first heard the song Thank You for the Venom by My Chemical Romance. I think when I was 12 years old. My tastes in music, specifically guitar music, have always been more technical. And so, and as well as like my electronic influences. So I kind of thought, well, you know what, let me just like start messing around and try and make a guitar sound like other people don't think a guitar is supposed to sound like. The tone is taken care of a lot just by the guitar itself. To me, having a really good quality raw audio is important because it's a lot easier to make something sound good when the initial signal is good sounding versus trying to clean it up or do noise reduction on things that may be, you know, not as good of a quality of an instrument. The Deluxe Atlantic is great because I can sit down and the action feels good. I feel like when I press on notes, there's no buzzing, the intonation's great, and the sound sounds great. So like when I sit down, I don't feel like there's anything I need to do other than just record it. When I'm doing heavier stuff, I find that the bridge pickup really helps cut through with distortion. And when I'm doing cleaner stuff, I find that the middle position just helps get the best of both of them in just like a clear, well-rounded sound. All right, I'm going to show you guys how I made the guitar for my song Full Moon, which sounds like this. All right, so first, how I start most of my riffs is I figure out a little reference riff. So I knew I wanted to do something that had a bit of a tapping part on this string. So I was playing around like this. And I figured, oh, I want this note to go up here, right? Made that reference riff, right? And then I recorded the reference and then punched in all of the individual notes so that every note was perfect and quantized perfectly. So this is what it sounds like after I've punched everything in, and I also pitched it down as well. So as you can see, there's some editing here. So like right over here, I did some stuttering, which I just took the note, shortened it, and duplicated it. And then over here, this high note, I thought, oh, it'd be cool if it repeated, but the note was an octave higher. So that's what I did, and I pitched it up in Ableton over here. And so, yeah, as you can see, everything is edited very closely together. So after I had recorded and edited the guitar riff, I wanted some more movement in it. So I've got this EQ going here before the distortion to act sort of like a whammy, where a whammy will traditionally filter the sound going into your amplifier. But this, I have it notched, the automation on every single note, so it's in a different position, which adds subtle flavoring to the audio like this. And it adds a specific flair to this turnaround here, which without it, you could hear it like this. It's a little more stale without it, but with it on, it gives a little bit more character. And so, after I did the lead, I needed to figure out a good chord progression for it. And so this is the chords by itself. So pretty simple chords, and then on the turnaround, I just wanted it to follow the same notes as the lead to give it some structure. And then aside from that, I also have this harmony here. And so both on the harmony, on the chord progression, I have some chorus to help spread it. So on the harmony, I use Ableton stock chorus at a low rate to make it transparent. So it doesn't really sound like there's chorus on it, but it helps stereo spread it. And I do the same thing on the rhythm guitar, but on here I use Guitar Rig's flanger chorus at a low speed as well with the width up. And this helps recreate the same effect, mostly because I'm lazy and I don't like double tracking guitars. So, but I think it sounds pretty good. And then on the repeat, I have the same lead, but with some reverb and delay. And then the rhythm is, this is a less edited rhythm part, but it's just... There's some definite edits that you could hear that I just chopped. I do like when it sounds more digital, so I will duplicate parts like that. So for the lead melody, I was on the middle position on the pickup on the D'Angelico, and the distortion I'm using is Tone Forge Jason Richardson, and on the lead setting. And I've got a little bit of EQ to roll out the low end here. So that was the lead tone here. And then for the rhythm guitar, I use the bridge pickup on the D'Angelico, and that sounds like this here. I think the bridge pickup sounds great for chords with the distortion because it really cuts through. And yeah, and then also on the harmony, I used the middle pickup as well. And yeah, that's about it. And then all together, it sounds like this. And that's how I made the guitar. In my opinion, some of the best information I can offer is more so in regards to the importance of like work ethic and the importance of persistence and authenticity, I think, like versus like not so much on the technical side of stuff, but to me, like kind of doing things that are in alignment with like what you really want to do, you know, versus like following trends or trying to pursue a goal that is based on validation of other people or whatever it is. I think that the more that, in my experience, the more that I'm focused on the things that really speak to me, like to my heart, and the things that like I really like want in this life, the more that like things just work out in that way.